Okay, so I just finished Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. That is the name of the game. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. This is the game. This game I never, ever probably would have looked at if it wasn't for the fact that I had watched Total Biscuit's, his top 10 for the year of 2013, and he named this as his number one game. Of course, when a critic of, IGN critics or Total Biscuit, whenever they say this game's my number one, I always take an interest and I always check that game out. I actually got this game on sale for like $4.99. They're in a Steam sale. I think it sells for retail for $9.99 normally. So what is it? Well, it's a different kind of puzzle game. I don't know if you can play. I didn't even check this to see how well it works on PC controls. Because I already had an Xbox 360 Windows controller. And the way the game works is that I think the brother in blue, he is controlled by the analog stick and that left trigger. The left analog stick and the left trigger, the left side of the controller, you can almost say, is pretty much controlled by him. The right side is controlled by the other brother. And literally there's only just the analog sticks to move them around, and then the triggers to make them do things. And then the bumpers to adjust the map if you need to. So, okay, yeah. So as BBAS says, it's $14.99 normally. It's primarily a puzzle game. It really is. It's moving them around and figuring out the best way to work out a problem to keep advancing the story. And that's pretty much the synopsis of the game. There's not a lot of fighting or different things that go on in it. It's just primarily a puzzle, very relaxing. You don't have to, it's not like a Call of Duty shooter. It's just a very relaxing, slow-paced game, and there's not really any voice acting. They talk kind of like the Sims characters do. You don't know exactly what they're saying, but you can kind of get the gist of what they're trying to say by what they're doing, or with how they're motioning with their hands, and stuff like that. So, I would say primarily it's a story-driven platformer / puzzle game, kind of platformer-ish, and it's cool that way. I guess the fact that it's so simple is probably its strongest selling point, really. It doesn't try to overcomplicate this game at all. So what's cool about it? Well, obviously, the two-character component makes it very different from any other kind of game you might have played. You have the one brother in blue and you have the one brother in red. And moving them around at the same time, though you might think would be kind of daunting, controlling two characters at the same time, really isn't that big of a deal. It doesn't really get, I didn't really run into any issues where it was unplayable for me to proceed because I was moving two characters at the same time. Sure, I get a little, sidetracked sometimes. Because I'll be trying to move one brother, and then I get my keys all screwed up, my analog. I'm like, oh, well, I'm moving this one into the, I just kind of screw it up. Oh, well. But that's more on me. Probably wouldn't happen to you. The puzzles were cool. I mean, everything, I didn't get stumped on anything. There was nothing that I was like, I don't understand. I'm going to GameFAQ.com and I'm going to find out what to do. I never had to do that once. There was never a part where I was just like, I'm done. I can't figure this out. A lot of the puzzles are just kind of common sense. I think the only time I ever got stumped on something, and that was only because my characters died maybe 2, possibly 3 times before I figured it out. And that was just more that I was thinking that I was supposed to do something, and I was supposed to do something else. it is what it is. It's just a really cool, interesting concept of controlling two characters in a puzzle game. Well, what sucked about it? Well, the first thing anybody's going to say about what sucks is that it's kind of short. Okay, it's short and sweet. It's not, short and lame. It's short and sweet. It did take me almost 2 hours to complete it. Almost 3, because I was kind of enjoying some of the other aspects of the game, like just the beautiful art and everything. Geez, I'm like struggling here. Like, what else sucked about it? Not a whole lot. I was never frustrated. I never got irritated. The only thing I guess that you could say was a frustration for me was controlling the two characters with the analog stick, but that's probably more on me, just not being able to rationalize that blue's always on the left side and red's always on the right side, and I always I screw that in life all the time, so I'm sure I don't blame the game for that. That's just me. I'm really struggling on what sucks. There was just nothing really to point out that I was like, oh, hey, don't do that. No, I don't. It's hard for me to really narrow that down. But before we go into, we're gonna ask the viewers here what they thought of it while I discuss, do I think it's worth it or not. So if you like the game, or if you just enjoyed the stream, type a 1. If you don't like the game, and you didn't really care for the stream of it, type a 2. And we'll see what you guys think. But obviously don't put any story spoilers in there, guys. We don't want to ruin the experience for them. But do I think it's worth it? Yeah. It's like $14.99, but if for 2 hours... you could probably wait for this. It's something you should experience, I would think. It's really kind of cool and different. You should probably, if you're really kind of on the fence, excuse me, if you're really kind of on the fence and you're not 100% sure, then just wait until it's on sale and get it for $4.99. I was one of those people that was on sale. This is not a typical game that I would play, but I'm glad I got it for $14.99 or $4.99. I thought it was worth that. It made me feel good, even though it's not something that I play all the time. Because I'm not really a puzzle gamer. I don't really get into those. But this was very rewarding to me. I enjoyed the experience. So I'm glad that I ultimately took that step to actually buy it and play it. The art, the music, the gameplay, it's all rock solid. It's all there. There's just no problem with this game at all. So yeah, for $4.99, yeah, or even like B-Bet's saying, and it looks like they pretty much all liked it too, even though they're all talking about bringing a tissue with you. It's definitely got a compelling story. I'll give you that. So yeah, I do think it's worth it. If you really are a big fan of puzzle games, then if you just can't wait, then $14.99 is a solid price to ask for. So yeah, I'd get that. I'd get that for $14.99, sure. But if you can wait, then just wait for it to drop to $4.99. Put it on your wish list and wait for it. It will drop. It'll go on sale again. Hell, I even think they threw it into an Indie Gala once, or a Humble Bundle, one of the two. So if you ever see it and you have the ability to pick it up, go ahead. You're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be very enjoyable for you. So, but anyway, that's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. If it helps you make a decision, great. But this was Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Very cool game. I do recommend it. And that's all I got to say about that. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.